His hand slammed against the wall beside her head. Naza's breath caught. Minjun Park stood so close she could feel the heat radiating from him, smell his cologne mixed with something darker, more dangerous. His jaw was tight, eyes burning with something that made her knees weak. I want you to be mine. 5 words. That's all it took to shatter everything. Around them, his Hanok stood silent. No guests. No witnesses. Just warm kitchen light, the scent of gochujang in the air, and a world that had no idea she was being claimed by Seoul's most dangerous man. Her phone buzzed in her purse on the counter. Probably Juno. Sweet, safe Juno who had asked her a question she still hadn't answered. Who made sense. But Minjun didn't make sense. He made her burn. You can't just, her voice cracked. You disappeared for weeks. I moved on. I'm seeing someone. His lips curved into something too sharp to be a smile. Moved on? Naza, you think about me every night. I know you do. Because I think about you too. Every single night. How did they get here? How did a girl from Atlanta end up trapped between a mafia boss and her own racing heart? Welcome to Afro-Korean Love Stories. We bring you another amazing love story. Sit back and enjoy the thrill. Hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time with us, because what you're about to watch would leave you speechless. Tell me in the comments which city you're watching from. I'd really love to know. Now, let's dive into it. 3 months earlier, Naza Andrews was just trying to survive Seoul. Not in a life or death way. In the my rent is due and my catering business needs clients way. She'd left Atlanta with a dream and a suitcase full of spice blends her grandmother pressed into her hands at the airport. Master Korean fusion cuisine. Build an empire. Prove everyone wrong who said she was crazy for chasing culinary dreams halfway across the world. Her flat in Itaewon was tiny. Barely room for 2 people, but she shared it with Mi-sun anyway. Her Korean best friend who'd adopted her the day she arrived, confused and jet-lagged at Incheon Airport. Naza, you got the park job. Mi-sun burst through the door waving her phone. The Park Corporation event. Girl, do you know what this means? Naza looked up from prepping bulgogi short ribs. Money. Money, connections, everything. Mi-sun bounced on her toes. This could change everything for your business. She was right. Corporate events for Seoul's elite were the golden ticket. Naza had been hustling for 6 months, building her reputation one dinner party at a time. This was different. This was 300 guests at a downtown hotel. High profile. High stakes. What's the client like? Naza asked. Mi-sun's expression shifted. Just professional. Very professional. Don't make eye contact too long. Be respectful. Mi-sun, it's a catering job. I'm not meeting the president. Her friend bit her lip. Just trust me, okay? The hotel ballroom glittered like something from a drama. Naza's team moved like clockwork, setting up stations for the fusion menu she designed. Korean barbecue with Atlanta heat. Kimchi mac and cheese. Gochujang glazed fried chicken that made grown men weep. She was adjusting a garnish when someone slammed into her from behind. Naza stumbled. Strong hands caught her waist, steadying her. She spun around, ready to apologize, and looked up. And up. The man was tall, sharply dressed in a black suit that probably cost more than her month's rent. Dark hair swept back, revealing a face that belonged on magazine covers. But it was his eyes that stopped her. Cold. Assessing. The kind of eyes that saw everything and gave away nothing. Everyone around them had frozen. Her entire staff stood statue still. The hotel workers looked terrified. I'm so sorry, Naza said, brushing off his sleeve where some sauce had splattered. That was completely my fault. Let me. You're the chef. His voice was deep, accented English smooth as whiskey. Naza Andrews. You must be Mr. Park. She extended her hand. He stared at it. No one else was breathing. She could feel their panic like a physical thing pressing against her skin. Then he took her hand. His grip was firm, warm. Minjun Park. Nice to meet you. Don't worry about the suit. I'll cover the cleaning. She pulled her hand back, already turning toward her station. We're almost ready to serve. I hope you enjoy the menu. She walked away. Just like that. Back to her team, who looked like they'd witnessed a miracle. Behind her, She didn't see the way Min-jun Park stood completely still, watching her move through the kitchen with confident grace. Didn't see the slight curve of his lips, the interest sparking in those cold eyes. His lieutenant leaned close. Sir, should we leave her? Min-jun's gaze never left Naza's back. Who is she? The chef you hired. Naza Andrews. American. Been in Seoul 6 months. Runs a small catering company. Find out everything. The event was flawless. Naza's food earned compliments from guests who usually didn't notice what they ate. She was packing up, exhausted but satisfied, when he appeared again. Ms. Andrews. She turned. Min-jun stood alone this time, hands in his pockets. Somehow more intimidating without his entourage. Mr. Park. Did you enjoy the food? It was excellent. He stepped closer. You're not afraid of me. Should I be? Naza tilted her head. You're a client who hired me to do a job. I did it. That's the relationship. Something flickered across his face. Surprise? Amusement? Most people don't speak to me so casually. Most people aren't me. Naza didn't expect to see him again. Rich clients hired you once, paid well, moved on. That was the business. She was wrong. 2 days later, a black car pulled up outside her building. The window rolled down. Min-jun sat in the back seat like sitting in luxury vehicles was as natural as breathing. For him, it probably was. Get in. Naza crossed her arms. Excuse me? I want to discuss another event. You have my number. Email. A dozen ways to contact me that don't involve showing up at my apartment. His lips twitched. Almost a smile. Get in, Ms. Andrews. Please. That please sounded like it cost him. Naza glanced at her building. Mi-sun was watching from the window, probably losing her mind. Against every instinct that said this was insane, she got in the car. The leather seat was buttersoft. The car smelled expensive. Min-jun sat at a careful distance, but the space felt charged anyway. Where are we going? She asked. My restaurant. I want her opinion on the menu. You want my opinion? You have Michelin-starred chefs. I want your opinion. He looked at her directly. You're not afraid to tell me the truth. That's rare. The restaurant was empty. Closed for a private tasting, apparently. They sat at a corner table while dish after dish appeared. Naza tasted each one, aware of his eyes on her the entire time. The bulgogi is too sweet, she said finally. And the kimchi jjigae needs more depth. It's technically perfect, but it has no soul. Silence. His chef looked ready to cry or murder her. Maybe both. Then Min-jun laughed. Actually laughed. The sound transformed his face, made him look younger, almost carefree. No soul. You hear that, Chef Kim? The lady says your food has no soul. I can fix it, Naza said quickly. If you want. The bones are good, just needs adjustments. Show him. She ended up in the kitchen, jacket off, sleeves rolled up, teaching a chef who'd trained in Paris how to layer gochugaru and doenjang the way her grandmother taught her to layer paprika and cayenne. How to cook with heart instead of just technique. Min-jun watched from the doorway. She caught him staring 3 times. What? She asked, wiping her hands. You love this. Cooking. You light up when you do it. Don't you love what you do? His expression shuddered. What I do isn't about love. Before she could ask what he meant, his phone rang. He stepped away, voice dropping to rapid Korean. When he returned, the warmth was gone. Business mode activated. My driver will take you home. Just like that, she was dismissed. The 3rd time happened at a coffee shop. Naza was meeting a potential client when Min-jun walked in. Their eyes met across the room. He changed direction, heading straight for her table. Mr. Park, she said. Stalking me now. My office is upstairs. He gestured to the ceiling. I should ask if you're stalking me. Her client's eyes went wide. He excused himself quickly, practically running for the door. Naza sighed. You just cost me a job. I'll pay double whatever he was offering. That's not the point. Then what is the point, Ms. Andrews? Min-jun sat in the abandoned chair. Tell me. The point is I'm trying to build something. A reputation. A business. And you keep appearing and scaring people away. Do I scare you away? No. She met his gaze. But you confuse me. What do you want? He was quiet for a long moment. I don't know yet. That honesty hit different. This powerful man who everyone feared, admitting he didn't have answers. Admitting she affected him somehow. I have to travel, he said suddenly. Business in Tokyo, then Shanghai. 3 weeks, maybe 4. Okay. Naza didn't understand why he was telling her this. When I return, I want to hire you again. Another event. You know how to reach me. He stood. Hesitated. Naza. First time he'd used her first name. It sounded different in his mouth. Intimate. Be careful while I'm gone. Then he was leaving, and she was sitting there with cold coffee and a racing heart, wondering what the hell just happened. Mi-sun was waiting when she got home. Okay, spill everything. And I mean everything. Naza collapsed on their tiny couch. I don't even know where to start. Start with why Minjun Park, the Minjun Park, keeps showing up in your life. Who exactly is he, Mi-sun? Like, really? Her friend's expression turned serious. He's dangerous, Naza. His family controls half of Seoul's underground economy. Luxury developments on top, illegal operations underneath. People don't say no to him. They definitely don't tell him his food has no soul. I didn't know who he was. I know. That's probably why he's interested. You treated him like a normal person. Mi-sun grabbed her hands. Just be careful, okay? Men like that, they don't do casual. Everything is calculated. But that's what scared Naza most. Nothing about the way Minjun looked at her felt calculated. It felt raw. Real. Like he was just as confused as she was. That night, she couldn't sleep. Kept replaying their conversations. The way he almost smiled. The way he said her name. 3 weeks suddenly felt very long. Leave a comment and tell me, would you have gotten in that car? Let me know what you think. Week 1 without Minjun felt like withdrawal. Naza threw herself into work. Catered a wedding in Gangnam. A corporate lunch in Itaewon. A birthday party for K-pop idol's mother. Her business was growing. She should have been celebrating. Instead, she kept checking her phone like a teenager. He's not going to call, Mi-sun said, watching her stare at the screen for the 100th time. I'm not waiting for him to call. Naza, you've looked at your phone 6 times in the last 10 minutes. I'm just busy. Mi-sun hummed knowingly. They were making kimchi together, a Sunday ritual that kept Naza sane. The familiar motions, the burn of gochujang on her hands, usually centered her. Today, nothing worked. You like him, Mi-sun said. It wasn't a question. I don't even know him. That's not what I asked. Naza pressed cabbage into the container harder than necessary. It doesn't matter. He's halfway across Asia, doing whatever dangerous things he does. I'm here building my life. That's reality. Reality is boring. Mi-sun grinned. Live a little. Says the woman who made me promise to be careful around him. I said be careful. I didn't say don't live. Week 2, Naza met Juno. It happened at a cooking class she was teaching at a community center. He stayed after, helped her clean up, made her laugh with terrible jokes. He was a software developer. Normal job. Normal life. Smiled easily and often. Can I take you to coffee? He asked, shy but sincere. Naza almost said no. Then she remembered Mi-sun's words. Live a little. Minjun was gone. Maybe not coming back. Maybe their encounters meant nothing to him. Coffee sounds nice. Juno was easy. That's the word that kept coming to mind. Easy to talk to. Easy to be around. No complicated power dynamics or dangerous undercurrents. Just a nice man who thought she was beautiful and interesting and wanted to know her better. They went to coffee. Then dinner. Then a movie where he held her hand and she let him. You seem distracted, Juno said gently as they walked along the Han River. Is everything okay? Sorry. Just thinking about work. You work too hard. He squeezed her hand. You should relax more. Let someone take care of you for a change. It was sweet, thoughtful. Everything a woman should want. So, why did her chest feel tight? Why did guilt creep in like she was betraying someone? Someone who disappeared without a word. Someone who owed her nothing. Someone who probably didn't think about her at all. You're doing the thing again, Mi-sun said that night over ramen. What thing? The guilty face. Like you're cheating on a man you're not even dating. Naza stabbed at her noodles. It's stupid. It's not stupid. It's complicated. Mi-sun set down her chopsticks. Look, Juno seems great. Really great. Stable, kind, clearly into you. That's winning lottery ticket material in this city. But you're not excited about him the way you were when you talked about Minjun. With Juno, you smile. With Minjun, you came alive. Alive doesn't mean good. Fire is alive. It also burns everything down. True. Mi-sun nodded sagely. But imagine living your whole life never feeling that burn. Playing it safe. Is that really living? Naza didn't have an answer. Week 3, Juno asked her to be his girlfriend. They were at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city. He'd planned the whole evening. Flowers. Her favorite wine. He was nervous, sweet, perfect. I know it's only been a few weeks, he said, but I really like you, Naza. I think we could be good together. What do you think? She opened her mouth to say yes. It was the logical choice. The safe choice. Juno was offering her something real and uncomplicated. But Minjun's face flashed in her mind. His almost smile. The way he looked at her like she was a puzzle he couldn't solve. The electricity that crackled between them even in silence. Can I think about it? She asked softly. Juno's face fell slightly, but he recovered. Of course. Take all the time you need. He was understanding. Patient. Everything right. So, why did it feel wrong? That night, she called Mi-sun in tears. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be happy with someone good? Nothing's wrong with you. You're just human. Mi-sun's voice was gentle. Sometimes the heart wants what it wants, even when it doesn't make sense. He's dangerous, Mi-sun. You said it yourself. I also said live a little. Look, here's my advice. Stop trying to force yourself to feel something you don't. If Juno is right, you'll know. If Minjun is right, you'll know that too. Trust yourself. And if they're both wrong, then you choose yourself. That's always an option. Naza lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling. Seoul's lights filtered through her window. Tomorrow she'd give Juno an answer. Tomorrow she'd make a decision. Tomorrow felt impossible. Her phone buzzed at 2 a.m. Unknown number. I'm back. I need you for an event this Friday. Dinner at my private residence. Just us. Just us. Her heart stopped. Started again. Raced. 3 weeks of trying to move on. Erased by 2 words. Naza stared at the message until her vision blurred. Her thumb hovered over the keyboard. She should say no. She was seeing Juno. This was messy and complicated and probably dangerous. She typed. What time? The response came immediately. 7 p.m. I'll send a car. What had she just agreed to? Friday arrived too fast and too slow at the same time. Naza changed outfits 4 times. Mi-sun watched from the doorway, amused and concerned in equal measure. It's just a catering job, Naza muttered, pulling on a black dress then immediately taking it off. Right. A catering job at his private residence. Just the 2 of you. Very professional. He said it's for an event. At 7 p.m. on a Friday. Naza, that's called a date. Her phone buzzed. Juno. Still thinking about my question? No pressure. Just miss you. Guilt twisted in her stomach. She'd been avoiding him all week, claiming work was crazy. It wasn't a complete lie. But it wasn't the whole truth either. You need to tell him, Mi-sun said gently, reading her expression. Tell him what? That I'm going to see another man? That I can't commit because I'm hung up on someone I barely know. Yes. Exactly that. He deserves honesty. The black car arrived at 6:30. Naza took a breath and got in, wearing a simple emerald dress that made her skin glow. Professional enough to be business. Beautiful enough to be something else. She didn't know what she wanted it to be. Minjun's residence wasn't what she expected. Not a cold modern penthouse. A traditional hanok tucked in buckshin, renovated with careful respect for history. Wooden beams. Courtyard garden. Paper doors that glowed warm in the evening light. He met her at the entrance. No suit tonight. Black button-down, sleeves rolled to his elbows. Hair slightly messy, like he'd been running his hands through it. He looked different. Younger. Almost vulnerable. Naza. Her name again, in that voice that did things to her pulse. Mr. Park. Minjun.
Please.
We're past formalities. The kitchen was a chef's dream. Modern equipment hidden behind traditional aesthetics. He'd laid out ingredients. Premium cuts of Hanwoo beef. Fresh vegetables from Jeju. Her favorite gochujang blend that she'd mentioned once in passing. He remembered. You said this was an event, Naza said, looking around the empty house. It is. I'm the event. He moved closer. Not touching, but close enough that she felt the heat of him. I wanted to cook with you. Learn from you. No staff. No interruptions. Just us. Why? Because in 3 weeks, I couldn't stop thinking about you. His honesty was brutal, raw. I tried. I had important meetings. Deals worth millions. And all I could think about was the way you told my chef his food had no soul. The way you don't look at me like I'm dangerous. The way you make me feel like I'm just a man. Naza's breath caught. Minjun. I know this is complicated. I know what I am, what my life is. But I needed to see you. Needed to know if what I felt was real or just my imagination. And her voice barely whispered, Is it real? He reached up, fingers barely grazing her cheek. The touch sent electricity down her spine. More real than anything I've felt in years. Her phone buzzed in her purse. Juno's ringtone. The sound shattered the moment like glass breaking. Minjun stepped back. You should answer that. It's not important. Naza.
His jaw tightened.
Who is he? Someone I've been seeing. It's new. It's nothing serious. Does he know that? Minjun's eyes were dark, unreadable. Does he know you're here?
No.
Then it's serious to him. He turned away, gripping the counter. You should go. This was a mistake. Don't do that. Don't push me away, because someone else exists. I'm not pushing you away. I'm giving you a choice. He faced her again. I can't be casual, Naza. If you're here, if we start this, I need all of you. Not the pieces left over after you're done being safe with someone else. That's not fair. You disappeared for 3 weeks. I know. His voice cracked slightly. And every day I was gone, I regretted it. I should have called. Should have told you that I couldn't stop thinking about you. But I was afraid. Do you understand? I've built an empire on never showing weakness, never needing anyone. Then you walked into my life, and suddenly, I'm terrified. Naza's heart hammered against her ribs. This powerful man, admitting fear, admitting need, it undid her. I'm terrified too, she whispered. Of me. Of this. Of how much I want something I know I shouldn't want. Minjun closed the distance between them in 2 strides. His hands cupped her face, tilting it up to meet his gaze. Tell me to stop. Tell me you choose him. Choose safe. Choose easy. Tell me, and I'll let you go. She couldn't. The words wouldn't come. Naza. His thumb traced her bottom lip. Tell me to stop. I can't. Why? Because I think about you too. Every night. Every moment. Because when I'm with him, all I feel is guilty that I'm not with you. His forehead pressed against hers. Their breath mingled in the space between. This is dangerous. My world, it's not kind. It will demand things from you. I know. And you still want this? Her phone rang again. Juno, persistent and patient and safe. Naza reached into her purse and silenced it. I want you, she breathed. God help me, I want you. Minjun's control snapped. His lips met hers with a hunger that felt like drowning and breathing at the same time. Naza's back hit the counter as Minjun kissed her like he was making up for 3 weeks of restraint. His hands tangled in her hair, pulled her closer, impossibly closer. She gripped his shirt, feeling his heart hammer against her palms. This was nothing like Juno's careful, gentle kisses. This was fire. This was reckless. This was everything she'd been trying not to want. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Minjun rested his forehead against hers. No going back now. I know. I'm serious, Naza. Once you're mine, I don't share. I don't do halfway. She should have been scared. Should have run. Instead, she pulled him back down for another kiss. Then don't give me a reason to leave. They cooked together, side by side in his kitchen, talking while their hands worked, sharing soju and secrets between chopping vegetables and stirring pots. My father built this empire with blood, Minjun said, staring at his glass. I didn't choose this life. I inherited it. By the time I was old enough to understand what we really did, I was already trapped. You could leave. Could I? His laugh was bitter. Men like me don't retire, Naza. We die or we disappear. And if I disappear, someone worse takes my place. At least I have rules. Lines I won't cross. Like what? No drugs. No human trafficking. No hurting innocents. He looked at her. I'm not a good man, but I try not to be a monster. Naza took his hand. You're not a monster. Monsters don't feel guilty. Monsters don't build businesses and create jobs. Monsters don't look at someone the way you look at me. And how do I look at you? Like I'm both your salvation and your damnation. Minjun pulled her into his lap, wrapped his arms around her waist. You are. You're the first thing in 10 years that makes me want to be better. That terrifies me. She kissed his jaw, his cheek, the corner of his mouth. Then be terrified with me. At midnight, Minjun's phone rang. Business. Always business. He took the call in Korean, voice dropping to that cold, commanding tone. The switch was jarring. This was the man people feared. When he returned, Naza was plating the bulgogi they'd prepared together. She'd added final touches while he was on the call, needing the familiar comfort of perfecting something. I'm sorry, he said. That was your life. I know. She plated perfectly seared bulgogi, the aroma filling the space. You don't have to hide that part from me, Minjun. I'm not naive. I know what you are. And you're still here. I'm still here. They ate in comfortable silence. Minjun closed his eyes at the first bite. This has soul. My grandmother's secret. You cook with your heart, not just your hands. Teach me to cook, to feel like this, to have something that's mine that's not business or obligation or survival. He took her hand across the table. Teach me to be human again. Naza left at dawn. Minjun's driver took her home, but not before Minjun kissed her goodbye like he was memorizing the taste of her. Dinner tomorrow, he asked. I have to work. 2 events. Then breakfast. Lunch. Whenever you have time, I want it. Misun was awake when she walked in, eyebrows raised at the sight of Naza in last night's dress at 6 a.m. Don't say it, Naza warned. I don't have to. Your face says everything. Misun grinned. So? Are you his? I think I am. What about Juno? Reality crashed back. Sweet, patient Juno, who deserved better than being someone's second choice. I need to talk to him today. Be kind, but be honest. The conversation with Juno was harder than any she'd had. He took it with grace, though she saw the hurt in his eyes. I hope he makes you happy, Juno said quietly. Whoever he is, he's lucky. You're going to find someone amazing, Naza said, meaning it. Someone who chooses you first. After he left, she cried. Not because she regretted her choice, but because choosing meant hurting someone good. Her phone buzzed. Minjun. How did it go? It's done. I'm yours. Come to me tonight. Let me take care of you. 6 months later, Naza's catering company had tripled in size. Minjun had opened 3 new restaurants with her as head consultant. Her fusion cuisine was becoming legendary in Seoul. But more than that, she was happy. Deliriously, impossibly happy with a man who was still learning to be soft but tried every day because she asked him to. They stood on his rooftop, overlooking the city, his arms wrapped around her from behind. Do you regret it? Minjun asked. Choosing this life? Naza turned in his arms, cupped his face. I chose you. That's not the same as choosing easy. But it's real. It's mine. It's ours. He kissed her then, soft and deep and full of promise. Some love stories are safe. Some are sensible. Some are sweet and simple. This was none of those things, but it was theirs. And that was enough. Thank you so much for watching. Did Naza make the right choice? Would you have chosen Minjun or Juno? Drop your answer in the comments below. I want to hear all your thoughts. If this story had you on the edge of your seat, smash that like button and subscribe because we have more incredible Afro-Korean love stories coming your way that you absolutely don't want to miss. Share this video with someone who loves a good forbidden romance story. Trust me, they'll thank you later. What kind of love story should we bring you next? Enemies to lovers? Second chance romance? Best friend's brother? Let me know in the comments. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss when we drop a new story. Until next time, keep believing in love, keep being brave, and remember, the best stories are the ones that make your heart race. See you in the next one.